I am feeling extraordinarily spicy today, so I thought we could revisit the Basmu together. How about that? Now, the Basmu is a bit of a pain to get because it's only available during certain events, though luckily the blueprint is tradable so you can buy it from other players. The Basmu is a primary sentient rifle with two different fire modes. The primary fire fires explosive bolts that do pure electricity on hit and then explode with a bit of heat damage. This has a 15% crit chance with a 2x crit multiplier and a 29% status chance with the direct hit and the explosion applying status separately. The secondary fire fires two beams that chain between enemies, and this does pure electricity with a 2% crit chance, a 4.8x crit multiplier, so if you can make it crit, it's gonna be big, and a 30% status chance per beam. Additionally, the Basmu uses a battery-style magazine, however, if you deplete it completely, it will trigger an actual reload, which is accompanied by a life-stealing AoE explosion thingamabob. So let's see what it do. I haven't used the Basmu in so long, I'm not even entirely sure how it works anymore. Well, let's get an adapter on there. Merc, but you can definitely go with something funkier. Let's just get a butter group in there for now. I need to remind myself what this does because I'm not sure anymore. It's been so long. So primary fire, right, explosive rockets. Okay, kind of like the Exotra. Secondary fire, beam, righto. Right, so definitely want to run chamber and probably aptitude because I think it's multiplicative on direct hits. It also gives us good status chance, so good stuff. Let's get Vital in there. I want to boost the electricity a little bit. Ooh, right. Combines with the heat. Well, since we have more than enough mod space, because I kind of don't want to go for crit yet, let's get Firestorm in there. And Serration? Just for better ramp up? That sounds pretty good. Yeah, let's do that. That's feeling pretty good. Gunners are slower. But, you know, we're not stripping their armor, so the heat and electricity are not doing as much as they could. But, yeah, this is actually very nice. So far, so good. Beam is cool as well. Damage is not bad. But I kind of want to do the primary fire because it's kind of cool to have both heat and electricity on the same weapon. I wonder if maybe we should go with crit because we have scope. Let's reshuffle this around because it's an absolute mess. Okay. Let's see how this feels. Maybe I was wrong about not going crit. I do know the new numbers prefer showing crits over normal hits, but still, that's a lot of crit. Hybrid it is then. Let's get a form on here somewhere, probably D under aptitude. Makes the most sense. There we go. You go there. You go there, I guess? I don't know. That looks much better, and now for the twist, we're actually just gonna run Hammer Shot for crit damage. Let's get Vital back on as well, and there we go. Let's do some big boy stuff. Oh, it's not bad. It's very good for the smaller units, but the bigger units, I think this is gonna need a bit of help. The bestest of boys. Oh ho ho, now that is tremendous. Let's try an actual mission with this. Good old Void. Oh, the ramp up is bad. It's even worse when I have Harold with me because he does a lot of damage, so he keeps stealing my bloody kills. All you really need is like a single kill though, and it pops right off. So the ramp up was pretty bad, but it's not actually feeling half bad. This is pretty spicy. I love battery style magazines, especially when they have like a cool mechanic where you get a bit of lifesteal like here. Super dope. I do want to make a few changes though. The single target on some of the beefier units is a bit meh. You know what? For a status build, which are notoriously bad versus Acolytes, that's not half bad. That's actually solid DPS. So one thing I want to change, and this is going to make the ramp up even worse, is I want to take out Serration and try and replace it with Hunter Munitions. That way we get electricity, heat, and slash, which is just really dope. Also, now that I'm looking at it, Brand Firestorm isn't doing an awful lot for us because the AoE is pretty small, so it would make far more sense to run a Bane mod, especially since we have 3 separate sources of damage over time, which gets mad scaling from faction damage. Let's bump it up. Oh boy, now that's what a bad ramp up looks like. Oy, that's bad. Once it's ramped up though, the damage goes absolutely berserk. That is tremendous. Though I still feel like maybe we should leave Vital to Harold and do Corrosive instead. Oh no. That Oh yeah, that eats the electricity. What if I give corrosive to Harold instead? Hold up. Alright, Harold, you're gonna do a bit of armor strip for Papa, okay? That's a bit of a shame. He doesn't get the effect of my emerald chart, so his corrosive cap's out at 10. It helps a lot with the ramp up though, especially... Well, actually, no, we don't have aptitude yet. Come on, give me a good ramp up. And... Ooh. Ooh, now... Okay. Now, alright. This is definitely the way to go. I'm quickly gonna set up another build for Harold so I don't have to swap mods around all the time. Oh, the ramp up is really bad. That's like the one downside of this build. The ramp time, especially if you have a good pet, like a strong hound, is horrible. Damage is really good though. This is like exceeding my expectations. This just feels nice. Like, yes, you have to aim down sights to keep up scope and all that, and you kind of have to aim for headshots, which you kind of, you kind of want to do that anyway, but damn does it feel nice. I am very happy with how this turned out. Show me the Dippus. Well, it's okay. It's a bad acolyte. Torment constantly cleanses with the tidal wave. Yeah, that right there. And it's a status setup, but when it's fully primed, it's actually solid enough. So here's the final build, and it's actually fairly similar to what I ran before. It's just a much saucier version of it. We're running primary merciless for some damage and reload speed, but you can definitely go with something spicier if you have it, and I also ended up putting terminal velocity in the Exiles for faster projectiles. The build mostly uses the primary fire. You can use the beam, but it's not gonna get a lot of value from the crit. The secondary fire needs sources of flat crit, so like Harrow or Citrine or a Kavat, something like that. In the build, we're using Galvanized Chamber for multi-shot, Galvanized Aptitude for Condition Overload and Status Chance, Galvanized Scope for Crit Chance, and then Hammer Shot as our crit damage mod. The reason I didn't go with Vital Sense here is because I wanted more status, so I ended up running Hammer Shot. However, if you would rather have more crit damage, you can just run Vital Sense. Then we're running a Bane mod, which is huge on a build like this because we're running Electricity, Heat, and Slash, which all get a massive multiplier from faction damage. We followed that up with Hunter Munitions for Slash procs and top it all off with Ram Round and Malignant Force for vital damage. I'm very happy with how this turned out, with the exception of the ramp up. The ramp up is absolutely atrocious, especially if you have a strong pet. Like a well-built hound is gonna make it an absolute nightmare. With that said though, it usually only takes 1 or 2 kills on your end to get stuff rolling. So if you're looking for a Basmu build, I would highly recommend you give this one a shot because it's great fun, it feels great, and it does good damage. And as always guys, I thank you very much for watching and I hope you've enjoyed the video. I would also like to extend a special thank you to all the channel members. Thank you very much guys, I really appreciate your support, it means a lot to me, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.